Have you ever noticed that the higher someone climbs in power, the more alone they seem to become? It's not an accident. It's not a tragedy. It's a law of power that Machiavelli himself warned about. Because the truth is, loneliness isn't a weakness of the powerful, it's their weapon. Think about it. The most powerful leaders in history, Caesar, Napoleon, even modern CEOs, were never truly surrounded by friends. They were surrounded by allies, rivals and opportunists, but very rarely genuine companionship. Why? Because when you hold power, every relationship becomes a transaction. Every smile hides a calculation, and the higher you rise, the less you can afford to trust. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. In The Prince, he wrote that it is far safer to be feared than loved, because love depends on others, but fear depends only on you. And here's the dark truth. Love ties you down, makes you vulnerable, gives someone the ability to betray you. Fear sets you free. It makes you untouchable, but this comes at a price. When you learn to rule through fear, manipulation, and strategy, you also learn to walk alone. Power demands sacrifice, and often that sacrifice is connection. The people who climb to the top are not necessarily the strongest or the smartest. They're the ones willing to cut ties, to stand apart, to endure the silence of solitude. And maybe that's the part nobody tells you. Being powerful doesn't mean being celebrated. It means being isolated. Look at history. Every empire builder died distrusted by those closest to him. Every visionary was called mad before being called genius. The throne has always been the loneliest seat in the world. But here's the twist. Loneliness, when embraced, becomes strength. It sharpens focus. It frees you from distraction. It forces you to rely on yourself. And in a world where everyone is desperate for attention, validation, and company, the person who can stand alone becomes unstoppable. So ask yourself, do you have the strength to be alone? To carry yourself when nobody else stands beside you? Because if you do, you hold a power most people will never taste. And that is why the most powerful people are always alone. Not because they must be, but because to rule, to build, to rise, you cannot afford not to be. If this made you think differently about power, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next video might just change the way you see the world forever.